Hey, hi fans, how's everybody doing? Let's review some scores for Sunday, and then we'll make some picks for Monday. There's 7 games on the board for Monday. Sunday, we had the Rangers take on Washington. Washington won that game 5-4. We got that one right. Columbus ended up losing to Detroit 4-1. Anaheim beat St. Louis 3-2 in overtime. The Devils beat Boston 1-0. We got that one right. Florida beat Dallas 4-1. We got that one wrong. And Chicago, they made a push back and tied the game, but then Nashville ended up winning the game 3-2, so we got that one wrong. So my best bet was St. Louis. That didn't go through, so that record goes to 19-13. Overall picks were 2-4. That record goes to 139-109. And then on my parlay, I only got one. My Washington money line, like Columbus and Chicago, did not come through. So it was a shitty weekend, but that happens. Kind of like if anyone watched that Boston game, I mean, they didn't have any luck either. I mean, puck went in the net and then goalie interference and then almost over the line, but not across the line. Anyway, I guess sometimes the puck just doesn't bounce your way. New week, new games, new opportunities. Let's make some picks. And I know I'll get flack for the first one, but with the way things have been going, who knows? Philadelphia is taking on Buffalo. Buffalo 0-9-1 in their last 10. Current 9-game losing streak. Allmark listed to be a net for Buffalo. Philadelphia is 3-6-1 in their last 10. Current 1-game winning streak. Brian Elliott listed to be a net there in 5th with 36 points in the Mass Mutual East. Buffalo sits at 8th with only 16 points. The Flyers' last game was on Saturday against the Rangers, and Philly was able to get a 2-1 win, a much-needed win for Philly. The Sabres' last game was a 3-2 loss to Boston, and the Flyers lead this season series 4-1. This is a first of a 2-game set between these two. And Allmark didn't look bad when they played Boston. I mean, he stopped 33 shots. And Philly has only won one of their last 5 games. I think Philly has problems like St. Louis has problems, and some of these teams that you wouldn't think have problems. I'm going to go for a big upset here, and I'm going to go for the home team, Buffalo, to pull off a win. Allmark to get a little victory here, and Buffalo is going to be my first pick. That's probably the one I'll get flack about. Islanders and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 7-2-1 in their last 10, current 3-game winning streak. Casey DeSmith listed to be a net for Pittsburgh. The Islanders in their last 10 are 7-3-0 with a current 1-game losing streak. Varlamov is listed to be a net. They're in second with 48 points in the Mass Mutual East, as Pittsburgh sits in third with 46 points. The Islanders were doubled up by the Penguins on Saturday 6-3. The Penguins have a controlling lead in this series 5-2. Brian Rust had a hat trick. It was a 4th time in his career on Saturday against New York. New York had 32 shots on goal compared to Pittsburgh's 21, so it's not like they didn't show up and didn't play. The puck just didn't bounce in their favor, and Crosby's still playing well. I mean, he's leading the team with 10 points in the last 5 games. This is a 4th game for the Islanders before going home to play Washington. I'm hoping that they end this little road trip with a win. I'm going to go Islanders here as my second pick to beat this Pittsburgh team. Third game, going to be an exciting one, I think. Edmonton against Toronto. Toronto was 4-6-0 in their last 10, current 3-game winning streak. Jack Campbell is listed to be a net for Toronto. Edmonton is 7-2-1 with an overtime decision. Mike Smith listed to be a net for Edmonton. They're in third with 43 points in the Scotia North. Toronto sits in first with 46 points. On Saturday, Toronto ended up with a 4-3 overtime win against Edmonton. The Oilers had a nice 3-1 lead in that game and ran going into the third, and then the Leafs had a good third period and won in overtime. Campbell now sits at 6-0, which is great for Campbell. Toronto has a 6-2 record against the Oilers now, and this is the last time that they meet this season. And McDavid's still leading the Oilers with 10 points in the last 5, and this game could go either way. Everyone knows that, like most games, but I'm going to go Edmonton here, another road team, and McDavid to pull off a win against this Toronto team. I mean, Toronto's won the series, but if they could end it with a win, that would be good for Edmonton. So I'm going to go Edmonton there. Next game, Anaheim against Colorado. Colorado in their last 10 are 8-0-2. Current overtime decision. Grubauer listed a net for Colorado. Anaheim is 3-7-0 with a current 2-game winning streak. John Gibson listed to be a net for Anaheim. They're in 8th with 28 points in the Honda West. Colorado sitting in 2nd with 46 points, 1 point behind Vegas. The Ducks are riding a high of a 2-game winning streak against St. Louis, 4-1 and 3-2. was the last time they played St. Louis on Sunday. The Avalanche last played Vegas and lost 3-2 in overtime. The Avalanche lead this season series 3-2, and the Avalanche sit in first in goals against. They sit in third in goals for, and they're home, extra day of rest. I mean, it's hard to believe that Anaheim beat St. Louis 2 games in a row. To think that they're going to come in here on a back-to-back and beat a rested Colorado team at home, I don't see that happening. Colorado's going to win this game. Home team here to win. Colorado to beat Anaheim. Next game, LA Kings against the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas is 7-3-0 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Leonard is listed to be in net for Vegas against the Kings, who are 4-5-1 in their last 10. Current 2-game losing streak. Quick is listed to be in net for the Kings. They're in 6th with 32 points in the Honda West. Vegas sits in 1st with 47 points. The Kings last played San Jose and lost 4-2, which was last Wednesday. Vegas had an impressive win against Colorado on Saturday, a 3-2 overtime victory. Leonard has played well against LA and won his last 2 times he's been in net against this club. Pacioretty has been, in form ever since he's been back from injury too. I think he's got 4 goals in the last 5 games. And Vegas at home, sitting in second at goals against. With Leonard in net, I'm going to go Vegas here. Another home team to win, but Vegas to beat the LA Kings, a rested LA Kings team. Next game, Winnipeg against Calgary. Calgary 5-5-0 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Markstrom listed to be in net for Calgary against Winnipeg, who are 5-4-1 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Hallebuck is listed to be in net. They're in second with 44 points in the Scotia North. Calgary sits in 5th with 35 points. When these teams met on Saturday, Calgary ended up with a 4-2 win. The Jets lead the season series 4-3. I'm going to look to Scheifele to have a good game here. And I know this is, a lot of people are going to say, well, there's no way the Jets are going to win. It's their 7th road game. But you know what? This Calgary team has been anything but consistent. They're very inconsistent. And for them to put 2 wins together, I don't know if they can do that right now. Markstrom has not been playing that great. And we'll see how he is this game. But I'm going to go some guys will say tired Winnipeg team, but I'm going to go a Winnipeg team here to beat, visiting team to beat Calgary. That's going to be my pick. And the last game, we've got the Minnesota Wild against San Jose Sharks. San Jose is 4-5-1 in their last 10, current 2-game losing streak. Martin Jones listed to be in net for the Sharks. Minnesota is 8-2-0 in their last 10, current 3-game winning streak. Talbot is listed to be in net for the Wild. They're in 3rd with 43 points in the Honda West. The Sharks sit in 7th with 30 points. The Wild defeated St. Louis 2-0 in their last game, and the Sharks' last game was a 4-0 loss to Arizona. The Wild lead 2-1 in this series. Talbot, I think he's had 6 quality starts and 2 shutouts in those last 6 quality starts. So he's playing really well. I really like this Minnesota team, and I don't see why they wouldn't win this game. I'm going to go the Wild to win, visiting team. So I'm going to go Minnesota to beat San Jose. I'm going to go Winnipeg to beat Calgary, the Vegas Golden Knights to beat LA, Colorado to beat Anaheim, Edmonton to beat Toronto, Islanders to beat Pittsburgh, and my first pick, Buffalo, to beat Philadelphia. My best bet, I'm going to make it the Minnesota game. And again, that record sits at 19-3 right now. I'm going to do 2 little parlays just because I was playing around with some numbers. I'm going to go Islanders money line, Winnipeg money line, Minnesota money line as a little 3-game, just straight up money line parlay. And then on the other one, I'm going to go the Islanders puck line plus 1.5, 1.57. I'm going to go Vegas puck line at minus 1.5. At 2.2, and then I'm just going to stay with the Minnesota Wild money line at 1.64 and see how those 2 parlays do. I hope the week starts off way better than the weekend went. I hope everyone did have a good weekend, though. Good luck with your picks. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Talk soon. Thanks.